Phoenix Flames, one of the most beautiful songwriters and talented singers you'll ever listen to. Um, Tonight's show, we're gonna veer a little bit because I wanted to talk about something that happened here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I'm really deeply saddened by it. Um, Everybody knows. Just the other day, what was that? What day was that? Monday? Monday?
It was Monday. No, it was Tuesday.
Was it
because
Tuesday?
it happened that day. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Tuesday, there was a situation, and man, we gotta stop doing this to ourselves as a community. Um, there was a 22-year-old boy that gunned down a 36-year-old man, and there's conflicting stories of what it was over, but it's all pertaining about the same, right? The story I got is that the 36-year-old was her baby daddy, and the 22-year-old was her boyfriend, and the baby daddy and him had been getting into it back and forth because she was sexually active with both of them.
Okay.
She admitted that to the police, right?
Oh, okay.
So this is her story to the police, according to news articles. She was sexually involved with both of the men, and they continued to get into it with one another. And I mean, it just came to an abrupt end. It ended with the 22-year-old man shooting the baby daddy 5 times on camera. It was captured live, and it's floating around the internet right now.
Yeah.
It's a horrible thing to see, horrible thing to watch, and I just really can't tell you how deeply saddened that makes me. I'm sorry for all families involved because that's not one life ruined, but there are multiple lives ruined. There's a young man who's 22 years old that will never get to see the light of day again because of his brazen assassination of another guy. The man was clearly unarmed, and
That was rage, you know.
It was
He
rage.
was filled with rage, and that was his way of, you know.
well, I think someone said that they had got into a physical altercation before.
Absolutely.
Like they had, yeah, and the guy had beat him up or something like that. But that's just part of life. If you're gonna be involved with something, that's just what happens, you know.
But you know what? The situation itself is very fresh, you know. Like, literally.
It just happened,
It
yeah.
literally just happened. So basically, what we're saying is, you know, that we're sorry to the families that happened to, because from a mom's standpoint, you know what I mean, the guy who passed away, you know, his
Yeah.
mom that's pain that she has to live with, and she got to deal with too. You know what I mean? Just sitting there as a mother, feeling like, dang, what could I have done different? You know. We never know which direction their life will go.
Which is
just,
why
all you do
it's-
is just pray that there's a good woman that finds, you know.
Yeah, and that's why things are so hard. Because I'm a father of a young man who dates, you know, and it scares me every time, you know, because you never know what a woman has got up her sleeve.
But you know what, from the father's standpoint, how do you think that would make you feel, you know? From both ends.
Man, I don't know. It actually enrages me because of multiple things. You know, a lot of y'all don't realize I was shot 6 times when I was 18. So 17 going on 18. And, you know, that was just a hard thing to relive, you know.
Everybody was affected by you getting shot too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The person who shot you, that person's mom, that person's father, that person's family, your mom,
Yeah, my
your
kid.
dad, your kid, your sister. So when things like that happen in this world, like, it affects so much. And it's like, all you have, it takes 1 second to change history, you know? In that
It's
one
a split
second.
second, yeah,
in that
one
split
split
second,
second.
he could have been like, you know what, man, I ain't worried about this. And he could have just got in the car and drove home. And guess what? So much would have changed. But
And according to the news articles, it was premeditated because, well, they're going to charge him with premeditated because he had time to think about it on his way over there. when they arrested the young man, he said he drove from his home over to the Pinks in Dallas to shoot this guy, and he shot him. I mean, I don't know if you can put that under mental health, because at some point you gotta say no. You know, you gotta say, let me take a deep breath, let me think about it. And it's not just a Dallas thing. This is a nationwide thing. For some reason, the youth are going crazy with guns. They're going crazy with guns. We have situation after situation with people gunning each other down. And I mean, these are people that haven't even reached 21 yet. So how in the hell are they getting these guns? That's the thing. That's the question.
It's very sad, but you know that we can ask that question, but we know that that's not really a question.
Well,
we know that they have access and they can get it, and people and kids have been doing this for years, so they can get it. It's just I solely believe that. Remember when I said that I feel like people should have to take psychological tests?
Yeah.
With different scenarios and stuff like that before they get a gun. I understand that everybody.
But see, they're not getting them legally. I mean, because they're way underage.
That's what I'm saying. I just think there should be like some type of psychological exam.
It's not gonna matter. You can't. I mean, that would only be for legal, law-abiding citizens, right? The people that are using these guns in that capacity, 9 times out of 10 are not law-abiding. Now, the young man, I don't know. That could have been his legal firearm, you know, but his use of it was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you're pulling up to an unarmed person.
Do you think that? Oh, this is not good, but I'm gonna say it because it was the thought of mine. It was so bad, but anyway, do you think that the girl?
She could have dated the whole situation.
Not even that. Like, okay, so you know you'll have a situation where it's like more than one person goes to jail because it was done. She
I think they arrested her.
the reason. You know, you're there. All of you guys are in this argument.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they arrested her. I'm thinking.
I'm sure.
I heard something about she got arrested. I'm not sure because she made the phone call, is what I was told.
She called him?
She called, yeah, because, you know, first of all, that's where he looks like the dummy at. No disrespect, but I gotta see it.
Which one?
If the guy that did the shooting, because if your old lady's calling you on the other guy that she's fucking with, why would you come and get involved? That's not your situation. It's time to move on and find another woman.
But you know what? We don't even know what happened. We don't know what it was about, how long it was going on, how long he was upset about whatever it was that he was upset about. You know what I mean? We just know that in that split second, he made a decision that affected 2 families.
Jesus Christ, did it ever?
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing right there. That's what I'm fussing. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
it's very sad.
That makes no sense. Why? What were you thinking? Why would you think that it's cool to do something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Have we forgotten how to home in on our boxing skills?
I mean, people aren't fighting anymore.
And that's the problem. Because they're not fighting anymore, we're losing our people at an alarming rate. And that's no good for nobody.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, you know, we have to start changing our way of thinking. You know, we have to do that. There's no other way around it. Because if we don't, then what's going to happen to our generations to come?
I mean, in anger, he felt like that was the right thing to do, and that's wrong. Like, right there in that moment. That's why I say, we as a people need to teach our children how to react. And
well, hell, it's hard to teach them how to react when the parents themselves react like fucking morons.
But I'm just saying, and when there's a conflict resolution should be a class. You know, that should be taught. Do you agree?
I think you're
a lot
onto
of
something there.
They don't know how to resolve issues.
That would start at the root of the problem.
Conflict resolution needs to be taught early on.
Instead of teaching all these other bullshit stuff classes that they teaching in school.
Yeah, it should definitely
conflict
be a class.
resolution, yeah.
Because it'll change the world. You know what I mean? It'll change the way people react.
Absolutely. You're onto something there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how would you introduce something like that to the schools?
First of all, who again? You know, I said that, and we all laughed and joked. It was like, who is writing these books? Who's signing off on, yes, this is what I want you to teach our kids over and over again? And then if there's something new that's introduced to the culture, who signs off on, yes, we agree that you should add this in? You know what I mean? Who was okay with saying, okay, William Shakespeare wrote this, and now that they know he didn't write that, are y'all gonna take that out of the book?
They probably will. They probably will.
Are we gonna put the black lady who wrote it in the books now?
I doubt
with
it.
her picture?
I doubt it.
Are we doing that?
I doubt it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not, you know, the society we live in is just, they don't want to give us our credit. They don't want to give us any notoriety for our accomplishments, because it would debunk the notion that, you know, somebody else did something when they did not.
People don't like to give credit where credit is due. That's even like sometimes in your own friend group.
Jeez.
Swear. Listen, I am struggling this show. Like, I'm having a hard time breathing.
Yeah, she's got a little something going on there.
I've been sick for like, it feels like I've been sick for like 3 weeks, yo. 3 weeks. I'm swelling up. Like, I just do not feel well. But anyway, I'm here with y'all, so we're gonna keep talking. What's going on?
He says, is this a black issue or a larger American cultural issue? I believe it's a larger American cultural issue, but
where they need to learn conflict resolution.
Yeah, because although we home in on what happens in the black community so much, it's really not a black issue. It's an American issue or a cultural issue. Actually, it's worldwide. If we really just want to go there, you know, it's a worldwide issue. It's a worldwide conflict.
Yeah.
People all across the world are warring. Even in Africa, they have civil wars. Mm-hmm. And nobody even knows what the start of that is. From what I understand is they were given firearms and told to dominate one another, you know. But then they call the people colonizers that come over to the community and try and make these people abide by their rules, right? Yeah. Abide by their lifestyle. They teach them the Bible. They teach them all these different things that were never a part of the culture. And then they teach them dominance, right? They teach them you got to fight for what you believe in. Well, in Africa, that was not the case. When they did slavery in Africa, it was not the type of slavery they do in America. It was more of, okay, I've captured you. You're going to work here this long, and then we'll release you back. Or you can assimilate into our tribe, right? And if we release you back and you go home and you're captured again, then we will kill you. That was the way they did things in Africa.
Do y'all feel free?
Dr. Bolton, you agree?
You hear me?
Huh? Do we feel free?
Well, I'm going to ask you because you're right here with me, but it's a question. It's like, do y'all feel free?
No, absolutely not.
Like, here's the thing, you know, because we have children that are adults, right? They ask questions like they're so shocked that they have to pay for water.
You gotta pay for necessities to live, yes.
Yeah. Baby boy was like, we gotta pay for water? And I was
when he started adulting?
I was like, yeah, son, you gotta pay for water. I know you knew you had to pay for lights. You know, so he's like, so I gotta pay rent, water, lights, insurance, gas, food, like going down the list of things, you know what I mean? And then he's like, well, in order to do all these things, I have to work, right?
Right.
You have to work in order to provide.
Dr. Bolton says freedom cannot be given or taken. And that is a true statement. So what is the state that we're living in? We're living in kind of a purgatory state.
Why do you say that?
Because you got to think about it. They give you the illusion of freedom, but they control everything you do, right? The masses control everything we do. If you go out in the street naked, they'll take you to jail, right? For indecent exposure.
Right.
They write laws according to how they feel society should be, not the way society really should be. Because the laws they write are they're conducive to those people, right? They want, like you and I, we can't go into like Beverly Hills and try to shop around without being followed around because they're gonna know we're not of their idealistic statue.
You can be a rapper and be a millionaire and walk into Beverly Hills, and it doesn't matter.
It's happening.
They're still gonna follow behind you. So it's not even that. It's just that we look at each other like, okay, this person has money, which automatically means that this person has status, and this person should be able to walk in any room. But that's not the case.
Dr. Bolden says you have to work to participate. Yes, that's true.
That's correct.
But you know, it's so true because I don't know. I don't remember years ago if it was Lil Wayne or Juvenile walked into the bank, wanted to withdraw $1 million. They had it in the bank, right? But the bank teller called the police on them.
Yeah.
Bank teller called the police on them, made a big stink, right? Because they didn't know who they were. Whichever one of the rappers were, I remember they shut their bank account down immediately. Was it Lil Wayne?
I thought it was.
Hell, I knew it was somebody, but they shut it down. I know that. But hell, Lil Wayne got money. Like, but as a black man in America, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it because it's F What You Thought podcast. If I'm wrong, it's F What I Thought, right? And it's F What You Thought. But this is the F What You Thought podcast. I'm gonna say what I say, and this is it. But at the end of the day, the status of success in America for some people's ideology is being accepted by other races. Which,
what do you mean by that?
As far as, okay, am I good enough to date outside of my race, right? Like, can I date a white woman or Hispanic woman because that's going to elevate my status? Which, that's just some people's beliefs, right? When in actuality, we're all just people. It has nothing to do with status. If you want to, you date who you love, right? But some people feel like, oh, I got a white woman, so I'm better than you. I'm better, and that's not true because we're all people.
Well, that's what. Okay, so you say that, right?
Yeah.
But back in the 70s, that is how it was. That is what we tell you. Pink is royal, and you're reading in books that pink is royal. Guess what? Pink is royal.
Hey, what's up, cuz? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what everybody was saying. They were like, hey, in the 70s, man, and they were saying this is what it is.
Right.
So that's why people still believe that to this day. And even with y'all, like y'all men are like, oh, I don't like to see, this type of I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all be like, I don't like to see lesbian relationships, but y'all do like to see girl on girl action. But you know why? Because you're laughing. And I hate when you say that because it's like, but the truth is, y'all like to see that because that is what was made popular,
well,
right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of a double standard there. We don't mind saying two pretty women, but it's when the woman thinks she's a man.
But who are y'all to judge what the girls should look like?
Well, we're the audience. We can do that. We can judge what we want to see, right?
No.
But at the end of the day, no. But back to what I was saying about the status, right?
Yeah.
There should not be a status. It's just love. Love is love, right?
What are you talking about, man?
Talking about people who ingratiate themselves with success according to their wives or their husbands.
Why? Why are you talking about that?
Because it's part of what I'm talking about. What the heck? You just jumping out. F what you thought. Anyway, it's F what you thought. It's my opinion. It's what I feel.
Oh, man, you gotta keep it up, man.
Yeah, I'm keeping it up.
But
at the end of the day, man,
you're right. It is what attracts y'all.
Love is love. We love everything we love. But what
Dr. Bolton said that aligns with what attracts y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's talking about the girl on girl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, my wife wouldn't go for it, even if I tried. So, whatever. But You know, some people live that lifestyle. They disguise it as a poly lifestyle, right?
You're gonna talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that too.
I'm
You
talking
can-
about what you.
You can
I'm
disguise it as
talking
a
about
poly.
what you just said.
Yeah, you call it poly, but it's really just swinging. You know, you can equate it with poly, but it's swinging. That's all it is. Poly is nothing more than a swingers situation. But even in that situation, it goes back to what happened Tuesday. You know, somebody's gonna get mad eventually, and it's gonna go all bad.
Yeah.
I really feel that way in my heart. No matter how much you guys claim to love each other or whatever.
I mean, eventually the girls are gonna be like, you know what? Let's just drain his pockets, and they gonna leave together. And then how y'all gonna feel?
That's not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It does not happen. Men.
It's happened before, where men are like, dang, I'm gonna bring another girl in the bedroom, and then the girls get together and they cool. You know, their house is all clean. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Like, and then they just use you for all your money, drain your bank accounts, and they hang out together and they leave together. And then how would y'all feel?
Oh, please. Please, please, please.
You don't think that'll happen?
I just don't see it happening now.
Why? Because y'all are so amazing?
Yes. We're men. Men don't have those problems.
Where are you going?
I'll be right back. Calm your nerve.
Where are you going during the podcast?
Mind your business.
Okay. What would you like me to talk about? I am the
We're
co-host.
still talking about the same.
I'm going to change the subject.
You better not. Are you gonna say for a second? Tricky, you said that.
You're funny.
Maybe I'm something there.
No, I mean, would y'all be okay with it though?
What?
If your significant other agreed to y'all bringing another woman in, would y'all be okay?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Would you be okay with both of them just using you, knowing that they're just using you? You know what? I don't even know why I asked that question, because y'all would be like, "Yep, use me."
Use me. What is Sir Mix like? Use me. Use me. Because you're not that average
That's
group.
horrible. That is horrible. I don't even know why I asked that question.
I don't either.
Listen, let me tell you something. All the girls, they ask me, they're like, "Oh, girl, you got a podcast?" I don't never see any women on the podcast. Can y'all go grab your significant other?
Well,
and bring them to the computer, because I need another.
well, they would get lost in this subject. They can't follow it. It's too heavy for a lot of women.
What's too heavy?
I'm going to touch on that real quick.
Oh,
They did a thing, man. We had a great time in Vegas.
We did.
Y'all should have been there. Next time we go to Vegas, I think y'all should come. Everybody.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good time. We were like, "Oh, do you want to tell them about our flight?"
Nah, I think we should.
Yeah, it was a whole situation, but we got there, and then,
You're at the office. You bring your wife.
huh? What did it say?
Dr. Bones at the office.
Oh, okay. Next time, though, you and your wife, get on here, because listen, I need to hear another woman's side, because I know y'all just say whatever.
Who the hell is True Sad?
And
That's
I
not true,
heard,
Sam.
and I heard you say that the women need to be attractive to you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Why would you waste your time with somebody you're not attracted to? It doesn't work that way.
So tell me this. So if there was a feminine woman
Yeah.
and another woman that wasn't as feminine, would y'all not want to see them?
Hell no.
Why? Never mind.
It's a mental stimulation to see
She
two
ain't going
beautiful
for other
women.
women. Good. See, you already know that, Dr. Dornell.
Yeah. So we can talk our talk comfortably here, but we ain't gonna have this conversation outside of here, because I know the answer from my wife. So it ain't happening.
Let me tell you something. Don't try to play me on this platform.
What?
And if you want to ask me a question, you ask me a question straight.
No, I already know the deal. I already know the answer.
Okay.
Deshaun Jenkins, what's up, cuz? Oh, what's up, cuz? Oh, okay, I got you, man. All right, I know who it is. What's up, cuz? So, yeah, man, we
Put his whole name on there.
yeah, cuz we know what's what. We know what's going on, man, but this violence in America is, way too much.
Oh, you said that
way,
was 25 years ago?
yeah, 25 years ago, anything could have went.
You think so?
Anything, yeah. But now it's like, but you know, honestly, the women really don't have much choice. They're either gonna deal with a man that's got somebody, or they're gonna have to deal with each other, because a lot of our guys are going to jail or dealing with other men. That's the scary part, right?
You know what? I hate to cut you off, but I really, really want y'all to understand this as men. Y'all don't know what we'll go for unless y'all ask, right? You really don't know.
Is this water good?
Just it's some alkaline water.
It's good.
What do you want it to taste like? Because it's not gonna taste like.
It just gotta be wet.
I'm just like, it's not gonna taste fruity or anything like that. I don't serve fruity water. We're adults. You don't need a capacity. Okay, come on, drink. Talk to me, Larry.
I am talking to you, babe.
I ain't
So
never
listen,
sipping water.
but listen, serious business, y'all. A lot of women,
That's true.
they have to deal with each other because a lot of the men going to jail and getting out on that down low shit, like that's what it is. And just like certain situations going on in the headlines today where so many people were swept up in this and so many people were suing for the same thing. And my question is, what took y'all so long to sue? Y'all had to let a lady lead y'all? Is that it? I mean, as a man,
You know what took so long them
Listen.
so long to sue? There's not one man that is gonna be okay with going, man, I'm gonna go ahead and tell my story. No, the women will tell their
I
story.
mean, so
and
what's changed though? What's changed now?
Let
This
me
guy.
Let me tell you what's changed. You gotta.
We're streaming.
Hmm?
We're live. So, I was saying about the men, right? All these men are now talking, right?
Speed it up, buddy.
Okay, don't rush me. You're so rude. I've never been with somebody as rude as you. You're such a rude host.
I don't feel well.
I know you
I'm
don't.
here
Yes, you are here.
and I'm trying.
So yeah, but yeah, all these men, they just now starting to speak up on the situation at hand with Diddy and all of that, all this partying and stuff. That's really not okay.
What's not okay?
That's not okay. Why would you speak up now if you didn't speak up then? You only speaking up because there's a lot of money involved.
Well, I told you that the reason why they're speaking up is because they have to, one, evaluate their whole life.
Their
right?
whole life is what it is.
No,
They've been
that-
getting poked in the
no.
backside.
That happened to them and their jobs. Because no, they couldn't have stopped it because it was done without their consent.
Oh, baby, please. They knew what was going on. Everybody said they knew what was going on at the parties.
I don't believe that. Because if they knew what was going on, then how is it that, you know,
They knew
their
what was going on at
drinks
the
were
parties.
being tampered with, right?
They knew. They said before the party started, right? They would bring out the champagne and be like, "This is for the ladies. The guys are not to touch these drinks. They're special for the ladies." That's what they said.
So you telling me that the guys were like, "Oh, let me get some too"? No,
They
whatever.
had-
We don't know the facts on that story, so I don't think we should be speaking on it.
Hey, it's F what you
I
thought
was
here,
just
and ain't nothing off limits. Everything's open discussion. Man, the fellas, we gonna talk about it,
Go ahead,
whether you
talk
want
about
to or not. It's a bunch of loose booty ass men out there doing what they do, you know, and that's just what it is. You understand? We not gonna just skate by and act like it ain't happening.
That was earlier. It's just now coming through.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, situations arise. The little boys, they've been tampered with. Now, I don't condone with any of this. I don't condone with the man on man. I don't condone for the little boys, Usher and Justin Bieber. I don't condone that. You know what happened? It's tragic. We are full of tragedy tonight. All that shit is a mental illness. I remember back in the day, I used to watch this show called MASH, right? MASH had this character named Klinger. Klinger was a man on MASH that dressed like a woman, right? But a lot of people misconstrued Klinger. They tried to say he was gay. He was not a gay man. In fact, Klinger was a very smart man with a wife Klinger was dressing like a woman in the military to try to get kicked out of the military on one of the articles of being mentally incompetent, right? That's why he dressed like a woman. Everybody thought he was gay. He was not gay. That was his hustle to get out of the military.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Understand.
So, yeah. So, what I'm saying, I said that to say this. Back in the day, homosexuality used to be considered a mental illness, and they used to give you a check for it.
Okay.
So the government legalized it as to make it seem as if, well, not to make it seem as if anything, to save money. That way they didn't have to pay you a crazy check. But it's really a mental health issue. There's something deeply rooted there. And a lot of people don't want to agree with it, they don't want to accept it, but it's the truth. What do you think about that, Dr. Bolden? Are you there? But yeah, that's what it is. You got it, Robert.
I mean, no, my thing is, everybody's entitled to their own opinion about everything. Like,
Exactly.
we all can feel however we want to feel. And if you had situations where you talked to a few of your friends that maybe, were in a relationship, a heterosexual relationship, and they're choosing.
Okay, listen, everybody. We are having technical difficulties due to being gone all week. We're gonna have to try this again next week. So tune in next week at 9:30, and we'll pick up the discussion. I'm gonna end this conversation tonight. Thank you for tuning into the F What You Thought podcast. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but yeah, we'll be back next week. Thank you. Have a great night. Take care, guys.
All right, love y'all. Bye.
You hear back there.